Hello everyone, I am Kathy from Kathy Creates, where I try to inspire you to create. Tonight you are joining me live on my page as well as the Craft Around the Clock segment. If you see that live up there, you're catching me live. If you do not, then you are watching the replays. Make sure you say hello, let me know where you were here. Type in #replay and that way I can acknowledge that you were here. I appreciate you all so much for being here. And tonight, let me get us started over here so I can see comments. Let's see, is it Facebook gonna play nice? Oh, there we are. It's gonna play nice tonight. All right. Let's see if it's gonna show me comments. There we go. Okay. All right, so when you get here, say hello. Hello, Dorothy. I see Dorothy. So I have my timer set, so make sure you're commenting. When I look over and I see your comment, when the timer goes off, you get entered into Happy Mail. Hi, Tracy. So we're going to get started. So tonight, I'm going to be using one of our fall pumpkin craft kits. I believe I linked it in the top, but now that I say that, I'm not sure I did. Mom, if you're on, can you link this, please? Hi, Darlene. Hi, Hannah. All right, so what this kit is, we're going to go ahead and open this one. We have a couple of them sitting here, so this kit is a fun one. I love, love, love this kit. All right, so your kit is going to come with, let me get rid of all of this we don't need. Your kit's going to come with 2 pumpkins, okay? It's going to come with a couple of Jenga blocks to make the kickstand. And then it's going to come with this little package of hang tags that you can choose which one to use, and whatever one you don't want to use, you can use on a different project. They say happy fall, okay, blessed fall, or happy Thanksgiving. Hey, Margaret. Hey, Karen. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started, and I will show you how I like to assemble this kit. Now, this is one of the only kits we make that does not have sticky back, because the way we're going to assemble this, it's going to be put together like this. As you can see, there's some overlappage here. And if I put sticky back on this, then you're going to have all this surface that's going to be sticky. So this one, you do need a glue gun to put together. Now, I believe this might be our only kit that doesn't come with sticky back. Okay? So, and this one's really inexpensive. It's only $14 shipped to your home. Okay, so let's get started. So first, I'm going to paint my big pumpkin. I'm going to paint it. You know how some of the pumpkins are like that blue-gray? Well, I love this Agave, the Waverly chalk paint. We're going to use that. I'm going to just put this over here because it's older paint. And you know how chalk paint gets real crusty? I've had this one for a while and I just got a bunch of it on my hand. And I don't think I have any wipes in here. I do not. Okay. So now I am using an old brush because this one has, it actually has glue in it, like E6000. So it kind of leaves me some streaks, which is what I want. It'll give this glue or this project a little texture. So first I'm just going to go around the edges because I want to keep as much paint off of that edge as I can, because this is going to be, I don't want to mess up that lasered edge, because I like to keep my edges that dark color. I don't want to paint my edges. So I always go towards the edge when I'm painting lasered pieces. And you can see I'm keeping my edges fairly clean. There's one little spot right there that we're going to just use my finger and wipe it off. But my edges are fairly clean by doing that. Now you don't want a ton of paint on your brush because you'll still get a lot, you know, that will seep over the edge. And then once I get this all covered, then we'll put the texture on. And all I'm doing, like I said, to get that effect is, 1, I'm using chalk paint, which is thicker. And 2, I'm using an old brush that really should probably be thrown away. But it works great for this kind of stuff. So that's why I keep it around. Because when I want to put a little texture on something, this is the ticket. So we're going to do that on this one. And then I have an idea for the other one. All right, so here we go. So as you can see, I kind of have a mess right now because I have a lot of paint on here. But now I'm going to take my brush and go right along the sides and kind of do it like how a pumpkin would be textured. We still might have to get a little of this off. We got a little too much. Now remember, part of this is going to get covered up. Okay, so I'm going to hold this up and hopefully you can see the texture that I got on this. I do want to kind of straighten out my stem a little though. That's better. Okay, so can you see some of the, oh, there you go. Now you can see that texture. Hello, Diane from Texas. Thank you, Mary, for sprinkling. Aw, thanks, Shanna. So this, like I said, is from one of our craft kits. Now, something I wasn't really planning on doing, but I just got the idea for, so we're going to do it. If I can get one close and handy. And I think I do. Yes, I do. So, you know those Dollar Tree tiles? We're going to put that on this one. Okay? So we're going to do a Dollar Tree tile on this other one. And then we're going to paint, because I think that's going to be really pretty. All right, so now I want my stems going the other way. So I want this way. So if I want it that way, I need to trace it this way, the opposite way. Yes. Okay. Now this is that peel and stick. I don't like this peel and stick because as soon as you cut it, it goes away. So you know what? I think I'm going to trace it this way. So I want it this way. So we need to move my pumpkin out of the way here. We're going to set that up there to dry. All right, and we're going to just draw this. I'm not really too concerned about what part of this it's going to catch. So let's just grab a Sharpie and trace this. First time watcher from Texas. Welcome, Cindy. So glad you're here. You know, I don't think I want to use that because that's going to leave a mark on my pumpkin that I don't want. So we're going to use this. Okay. So we're going to trace this. And we may have to go back and trim it a little afterwards because it's going to be hard to cut this exact. We may have to paint our pumpkin a little underneath too. So if it shows, we've got it covered. Yeah, I think I can see where it's going. Okay. Now, if you didn't know this, these Dollar Tree tiles only have the sticky along the very edge. So when I cut this, it's going to come apart. So let's just take care of that right now. And all the sticky is going to peel off. Okay. Stick that back under there. I'm trying not to rub off my design here. Now, I did want to put this on the back pumpkin because I'm not sure how well it would stick. You know, if I put the top one on top of it, I'm not sure, you know, with it having a textured surface like this, I'm not sure that it would have really stuck real well. So that's why I decided to do it on the front pumpkin. And I'll show you the sticky back here in a second. It's going to peel right off. So we're going to have to glue it. Hello from Oklahoma. Hi, Donna. If you see someone commenting as Kathy Creates, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you this part. That is my mom. She helps me with my comments because it's hard to craft. See, here goes our sticky back. There's nothing here now because we cut the edges, so it's just plain old, plain old. So we're going to trim this, and like I said, we may have to go back and trim it a little more because we definitely do not want this bigger than the pumpkin. It would be all right if it's a little under, because we can always go in and paint the back side or paint the underneath side of our pumpkin where it's underneath. Let's see. Actually, we're pretty good. I think if we paint our pumpkin, well, this side could come in just a little bit. We're not too bad though. We're not off by much. Just a smidge. It's all in the tracing. I'm going to trim off the top of my pumpkin stem. Okay, let's try that. Because I want it to be just a smidge smaller. I think that's good. Okay? So you can see the edges just a teeny bit. So we're going to paint the bottom part of this pumpkin, the cream, that same paint that we're going to use for the top of this. Now, see how I said this is the, quote, sticky back? The only piece that's sticky is right along this edge. So if you're using these and hoping that they stay permanently on like your backsplash, which is, I think, what they're intended for, I don't think they're going to stay too well. So I think they're a good crafting project, they're a piece, but I don't know that they're really good for much else. All right, so we're going to paint this. And again, I'm going to open this over my trash because it gets real crusty. There we go. And we're going to use a better brush. And we have Debbie Smith. Seems like I've written your name down already. Nope, I don't think so. Debbie Smith is our first Happy Mail. Debbie Smith Davis Chapman. All right. She is the first one in entry for Happy Mail. All right, so we don't need to do a ton of painting. This is almost gone, so I'm going to pour some out onto a plate. It's the only problem with this Waverly chalk paint is it dries out and it's hard to get it out. It's coming. Just trying not to get all the chunks. Should have brought some water in to add to it. The only water I have now has agave blue in it. All right, so all I'm going to do is the edges here because we don't need to paint the whole thing and waste the paint. I just want to paint my edges so that the overlap is covered. This is one of my all-time favorite kits of ours because the possibilities are endless. You could use scrapbook paper on this. You could just do paint. In fact, yeah, I have one here that's just paint. When I get this all done, I'll show you what a just paint one looks like. But I thought it would be fun to try it with this tile tonight. Okay, so that's on there. So we're going to go ahead and dry that, and then we're going to glue it on. Oh, I'm so sorry, Michelle. Facebook's timing of when I see names and stuff isn't the same as what you guys see, so I'm sorry if that happened. That was the last comment that I saw. Okay, so we have that dry. So now, whoops. So now we're gonna just put paint or glue our pumpkin on. Okay, so we're just gonna put a liberal amount of glue quickly because this will dry quickly. So I'm not using the super hot glue gun. just going to place her down. Ouch. And that does get really warm. All right, so we should be pretty well adhered. Hi, Jean. Okay, so now I'm just going to go over that and paint it now. So I wanted to make sure that any of the edges that weren't quite to the edge were covered with the cream paint. So now it'll all just kind of blend in, which was the goal. Okay. And I absolutely love this tile. So if you're out and about at Dollar Tree, make sure that you're grabbing these because they really are cool to craft with. They are a great craft tool, or supply, I should say. They make for very neat projects. It's kind of hard to get down into all those little crevices, so sometimes I just kind of swirl it around and it gets it better. And you can go back over it and, you know, straighten up your brush strokes. But for what we're going to do to it, I don't know that that's going to be totally necessary. So we're going to do a couple of things to this. Well, one thing to it. Of course, we're going to antique it because that's my aesthetic. All right, I think that looks pretty well covered. We might do a second coat because with these tiles, sometimes they're not. Yes, Mary, it is still very hot. And hopefully I don't lose my electricity because we just had a storm roll through and my lights did go off for about a minute or two and I was like, oh no, and that was at about 6:30, so it was shortly before I came on live. So I'm hoping, because there's another one kind of brewing, so I'm hoping that we get through this before the next one hits. Okay. I think we're going to hit it with one more coat. Okay, look how cool that looks. Isn't that neat? But there is some spots that are pretty light. So I think we are going to just go over it again with a light coat, at least in those spots. I want to make sure it's well covered. Of course, I need more paint, so. Hi, Tracy. Yeah, it's pretty miserable here, too. It's 76, but the humidity is probably 76% or more. Because it was awful when I walked out of work today. It was only like 85, but oh my gosh, the humidity was so bad you could barely breathe. It was not pleasant. But I think it is supposed to cool down a little bit now. I think there's a cold front coming in, and it's supposed to be, I think, highs in like the low 80s, and it's supposed to be, I think lows, a couple of the nights is supposed to get down in the 50s, so it's like open those windows. Give the air conditioner a break and open the windows. Okay, I think we've got this pretty good now. Oh my gosh, 99 in South Texas. Oh. Donna has a storm coming in soon. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate you sprinkling. I appreciate you all so, so much. All right, while we're drying, I think we're going to pull our other pumpkin back over here and get that one drying too. This one's still pretty wet. And we need it dry for the next step. And you can't glue it together if it's wet. It won't stick. Hi, Patricia. Thanks for hopping on. I appreciate you. That's about where we've been, Mary. It's been like high 80s, low 90s, and well, I think over the weekend it was like 95, and the humidity was probably 95%. I mean, it was horrible this weekend. So you do have to be somewhat careful when you're using these tiles and a heat gun, because you can melt it and then your design will be gone. I've never actually done it, but I've seen another crafter do it by accident. So you do need to be somewhat careful. We almost have this dry. You're getting rain too, but you really need it. You're in Louisiana, right, Sarah? Yes, I do, Mom. I know these colors are your colors. I like these colors for fall. These are my colors for fall. All right, I think that's probably dry enough. Yeah, we're dry enough. Okay, let's get those out of the way. Okay, so we're done with that. Now we are going to pull out one of my old standbys, the Americana Decor Ultra Matte Varnish in dark brown, deep brown. Okay, I get this at Home Depot. I love this stuff. We are finally going to have babies for the rest of the week in our crib. I know, Karen, isn't that wonderful? And Karen, you just got a Happy Mail entry, girl. Turn off my alarm. Come on. There it goes. All right, so what we're going to do with this now is we're going to just kind of highlight this. Now on the big pumpkin, we're going to draw kind of the lines. On this one, we're just going to kind of dry brush it. Okay. I know, I love that agave. Especially, like I said, for fall. It's one of my favorites for fall. All right, so this, we're going to use a light touch. So I'm going to dab off quite a bit of it. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put my streaks in. Okay, real subtle. I'm not going to do a ton of it, just a little bit. Okay, and then I'm just going to kind of do the same thing on this one, but it's only going to pick it up in those high spots. All right, so it's very subtle on the white one. Not much showing. And that's the way I want it. I don't want a lot on it. Yep, I like that. Okay, so we are going to use the Happy Fall. Okay, so now on this one, I am going to go ahead and coat this fairly heavy. I just want to stain it, basically, is all I'm going to do. We're going to do both sides. Mom, did you do one of these last year? I don't remember. I'm making a mess because I don't have wipes in here. My wipes are out in the kitchen. Oh, thank you, Betty. So it's kind of down in that, the words on this one are engraved on it. So you kind of got to get that dry because that's going to be, there's a little more of it that gathers in the bottom of those words, okay? See how it makes that word pop? I'm going to go back over this. antique gel is called, it's Americana Decor Ultra Matte Varnish in Deep Brown. I'll hold it up here in a second, so you can get a screenshot of it if you want. I get this at Home Depot. Okay. Try to get it without a glare for you. It's that, and then there's the top of it that shows you the color. The deep brown. Okay. It's Americana Decor. I get it at Home Depot. I believe you can get it on Amazon as well. And then I use the Waverly Chalk Matte Finish in Agave. That's the green pumpkin. And then I used the, this one doesn't say what color it is. Where's the color? Cashew. This is the Waverly Chalk Matte Finish in Cashew. Okay. All right, so those are what I used for all of that. All right, I think we're done with the paint. I'm going to put this in the garbage so I don't make a mess, or a bigger mess than I've already been making. All right, so now we just want to try to line these up as best we can. So we're going to line it up about there. Put another glue stick in. Oh, you did the tiered tray kit. Okay. All right, so we are going to just glue this little guy down. Well, my glue stick doesn't want to go in, and of course I need it to really badly right now, because all that glue is going to dry. And I need some hot glue to hold this little feller on. And I just put glue where I said don't put glue, so we're going to have a mess. Okay. So I put glue here where I shouldn't have. So we'll let that heat up, or I'll let that set. And then once we're done, I'll take the heat gun to it and we'll scrape it off. I didn't do too much way over there, but there is a little bit. Okay? So that's what we've got so far. And then we're going to put a kickstand on it. And I'll show you. This is the one that I did with all paint. Okay? So we're going to do that. So to do the kickstand, you want to set it back a little. You don't want it straight up and down. Okay? So we're going to put some glue on a Jenga block. I don't want a paper towel in there in case it sticks to the paper towel. As soon as it sticks, I'll hold it up and show you. Because I got glue on my table and it's going to stick to my table. Okay, so see how I have that on there? It's at a slight angle. Now to hold the whole thing together, we're going to put another one, like right here, that will hold the whole thing together. Okay, can you see that? I'm going to glue it just like that. Okay, so we're going to set this guy down. I'm going to put some glue on the top and some glue down here on the bottom. And that makes our little kickstand. Okay, you can see the back of it. Very simple, 2 little Jenga blocks, and that will allow it to stand. Okay, or you can put it on a little tripod stand, whatever you want to do. Actually, I think I can just peel this hot glue off now. Well, maybe not. Or I overshot. See, this is why I like the sticky back. There's no hot glue mistakes. Okay, but we're good. That is good. Okay, so now what we have to do is make our bow, and we're going to make a little hang tag, or the piece for our hang tag. All right. You know, I don't like these lines so dark from the start piece, so we're going to just sand those down a little bit. And actually, I really like how it looks with the sanding. I'm being careful to sand in the same direction as my lines. Now it's a little trickier up here at the top. But I'm going in the same pattern. Okay, so I just kind of sanded those back a little, and you can see the difference that it makes. The blues are now a little different color. The brown isn't quite as pronounced, but I like it. That's what I like. All right, so now we're gonna make a bow. And where did I put my ribbons for my bow? Here it is. Okay, so first we're gonna do what we always do. We always start with a raffia. A little raffia bow. I'm gonna take a piece of twine. Oops, I'm knocking stuff over here. All right. I'm gonna start with some raffia. Oh, thank you, Shonda. Thank you, Dorothy. So we're going to just start with some raffia. Now, I don't think it needs to be a crazy big raffia bow. So this is probably enough right here. Now this is 2 pieces, it looks like. Yep, okay. So I'm just going to match up my ends, make a loop. Okay. And then just, oh, look at all those hearts. Thank you, guys. Okay, Linda. Yes, please do. So I just went back and forth, and then I give it a little twist. It helps hold it together while you're tying it. Just makes things easier. All right. We have another Happy Mail, and that would be Linda Martin. Linda Martin, Happy Mail entry. And I don't know what we're doing yet, but Saturday is, I believe, the 4-year anniversary of my page. So we're going to do something special. I just haven't quite decided what that's going to be yet. So we're going to do something. And it's going to be fun. I'm not sure if it's going to be some kind of a giveaway or what exactly. I'm not sure. Okay. So I'm going to do just a simple bow. This is just kind of a tan with a little white polka dot. So we're going to just make a small little bow out of this. And of course, buffalo plaid, because it wouldn't be me if it wasn't buffalo plaid. Okay. All right, so then we're going to dovetail it. So to dovetail it, I just folded it in half lengthwise, folding it in half widthwise. Then I'm going to go from the outside bottom edge up to the center. Well, hello, Cheryl from MNC Treasures. I don't know why I have such a hard time saying your page name. Every time I get tongue-tied over it. All right, we're going to do the same on this side. All right, so we are going to put this one on the bottom. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to fold it in thirds and kind of cheat my ends down in the middle, okay? So it's going to be like so. All right, very simple. And then we're just going to push that down. These are wired ribbons, okay? So they're very easy to hold in place. And then we're going to do the same thing with our buffalo plaid. And if you're new to my page, I love buffalo plaid. You will see a lot of buffalo plaid here. When I'm not sporting my Craft Around the Clock shirt, I'm wearing a buffalo plaid apron. So I just got to be careful not to get paint on my on my Craft Around the Clock shirt. I need to trim this one a little. It's a little too long. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to just lay that down. I'm going to put my raffia that we already tied on top of it. One string up, one string down, flip the whole thing over, and tie it. Beverly loves buffalo plaid as well. Oh, Sam's doesn't? Costco has their Christmas ribbons out already. I'm not sure they have anything for fall, but... Okay, so now before I tie these, I kind of pinch them together. Whenever I'm working with wider ribbon like this, or even wider ribbon. And then I always kind of flip it over and look and make sure that my raffia stayed in the center, because sometimes your raffia will float to the top or the bottom, and then you kind of have a mess. That's hard to get it off. Hello, Melissa. Okay, and then we'll just kind of tweak our bow a little bit, get it how we want it. All right, so we're going to set our bow aside for a second, and we're going to do our beads with our little piece of little hang tag here. Okay, so what we're going to do, where to put my beads? Here we go. I bought these beads on Amazon. They are buffalo plaid. Okay, they came in a whole huge bag of them. Those two are stuck together. I'm going to use 2 buffalo plaid and 1 black. It's hot in here. I'm sweating. I must have turned the air down or up or whatever that is. Okay, so I'm going to put it through my word first. No, I'm not. I'm going to do my beads first. So we're going to do my trick where we're going to stick a little teeny bit of hot glue on the end. Let it cool for just a second. Hobby Lobby has fall and Christmas out. Ooh, right. Christmas probably isn't on sale yet though, right? It's still fall. Fall's, I think, 40 off already. Okay, so I put a little bit of hot glue on the end. It makes it so much easier, except I didn't go down far enough. It makes it so much easier to wind these on. I think I'm going tomorrow to Hobby Lobby. My lunch hour will be spent at Hobby Lobby, as it is often. I go there a lot on my lunch. Okay. So I'm not stringing these. I'm only going to use 3. I'm going to use 2 buffalo plaid and 1 black. Okay. And then we're going to come back through our little word hang tag. And I'm going to go ahead and tie this down here. I did not check. I was going for the floral. Yes, that's exactly what I need to do. I need some floral. Okay, so I'm just double knotting that, making sure my knot is really tight. And I'm going to trim this real close. Okay. All right. Then we are going to tie this onto our bow. Which gets a little tricky. All I did was I wrapped the twine around my bow, and I'm going to get all this other twine out of my way. I could probably cut that off, but I hadn't decided yet how I was going to tie this, so I didn't. Okay. We're just going to double tie it. Okay, so we have our little bow with our little hang tag. Now I'm just going to cut off all this excess twine. We don't need any of this. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're good. We still have 7 minutes. We are golden. Okay. So then we are just going to hot glue this guy into place, and this project is done. I'm just going to put a wad of hot glue right there. And poke my bow down in there. Now you could probably tie it on that stem, but I've never really had a lot of luck with that. It never lays where I want it to lay. Rossford doesn't have much Christmas out, just several aisles. Empty aisles probably, right, Mom? Oh, thank you, Linda. Yeah, I think the beads totally set it off. And especially if you love the buffalo plaid like I do, then you're going to love those beads. And you need to get some. They are on Amazon. You can buy a whole big pack of them. And I bought them a while ago. And I want to say they were like $6 or $7 for the whole big bag of them. Okay, so there it is. So we used this craft kit, okay? Came like this with these pumpkins in it. $14 shipped to your home, okay? Comes with all of the wood pieces. And you get 2 more hang tags. What did I do with them? You get the Blessed Fall and Happy Thanksgiving also with it. So you can either change them out, you can use these on another project, or whatever you want to do with them. You can put them on, like, they'd be really cute, like on silverware, like a place setting. That would be kind of cute, tied on. But you have your thing, it sits. If you didn't want to put it on a kickstand, if you wanted to hang it somewhere, you could always put a little jute hanger on it, or you could put a little sawtooth hanger on the back of it. And Jeanette Quick Spears. Jeanette. I had a friend, Jeannie Spears. That's why that name came out when I first read it. Spears. You are in the entry for Happy Mail. Okay. But anyways, so that is our craft for tonight. But before I let you go, I did want to show you what I just posted to the website. This little craft kit. Look how cute this is. It's like a little apple barrel. I was going to do this one live tonight, but it would not have taken me all of about 10 minutes to do because the board's stained already. So all I had to paint were these and make a bow. That's pretty quick. But this is also on our website if you're interested in this kit. Your aunt calls you Jeannie. I love this sign. I think this one is super, super cute. It's one of my favorites. But anyways, this kit, like I said, $14 shipped to your house. And pumpkins are fruit, so I'm in the fruity lineup for our fruit themed week on Craft Around the Clock. So I think it is Sherry's, I can't remember, I'm sorry. I can't remember who's up next, but I know that she will be amazing. I know I looked at who it was and I was going, oh wow, that's exciting. She's going to be awesome. So make sure you stick around, and I appreciate you all so much. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.